Welcome to the Papua New Guinea webinar, and we have this weekly webinar every Sunday at midnight Eastern Daylight Time. We're glad to have everyone here today. Where we have a great topic and we have our OTEC post to present today, but first I'd like to take it to our host, David Bakau. Go ahead, David.
Thank you, Lynn. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone around the globe. Thank you for attending our Papua New Guinea webinar. This is our weekly webinar that we host. My name is David Bakau. I'm coming to you from Wewak in my local province here. Usually we host this in Port Moresby, our capital city, but I'm currently in Wewak. I just want to welcome everyone. We welcome our Leadership Council members, Mati Digamo, we have Lynn Nakamoto, and we have the others on the screen. I couldn't see at the moment, but welcome anyway, everyone from around the globe, and welcome to our Papua New Guinea family from around southern region and up to the highlands and down to Momase.
Let's see, is he still here? He's still here, David's still here, but the internet is waning. So maybe David, might be better if you turn your video off so we can have a better
We have
chance
4
of hearing
regions in
you.
Papua New Guinea. So these are the regions that are all gata long Papua New Guinea plus stop webinar. Mi platok welcome, awesome family. Now you can come sit down. Now you can harem Papua New Guinea webinar. You may talk long this la business or this la company on passive where mi pla kisim kami long Papua New Guinea. Me been joining this la company long 2019 and man me introducing la business lo me name lang Mati Digamo and one leadership council member and long New Jersey la USA and been introducing me la business long 2019 September. Na me join him. Na me start long sharing in la Papua New Guinea. Today la Papua New Guinea I'm close to me pla reach him 10,000 man Mary now. From 2019 he come lo now. Na this la business and me grow and one pla information technology company. Mi pla by got all speakers below me long this la afternoon, all technical line below me, all by explaining one kind business mi pla involved long em. So no good you come in na URM na you think o sem pla multi-level marketing business or MLM or direct selling or network company, no god. This la business and one pla technology company. So me like him you come, na you sit down good, na you harem, na larem you sawe lo one can business mi pla explain him lo here. So with that, I'd like to pass it back to Lynn. I've just explained that for the new ones in Papua New Guinea who have just joined us, this is a information technology company, and if you can participate, just relax and allow us to explain what the business is, and our technical people will explain the business to you. Thank you. Back to you, Lynn.
Thank you, David Bakau. Marty, could you make me host, please? And I'll make you co-host. Thank you. So we would like to begin, and I want to tell you we have our OTEC pros today who are here to educate you and answer your questions. So this is for the PNG people, just a reminder for the PNG founders. So we have today Bob Takusi, Oliver Fonte, Vincent Ete, and Collins Mana. All 4 of them are here to provide information to you. And the topic today is security, fishing, identifying fishing and spear fishing. And so we're going to begin today with Bob Takusi. Go ahead and take the floor, Bob.
All right, Angeline. Good evening, my fellow Papua New Guinea people from Papua New Guinea. I'm speaking to you from Bel Air, Maryland. Again, my name is Bob Takusi. I'm also your friend. It's good to see everyone. It's about 12:30 midnight over here, so I'm sorry if my voice is a little cracked. It's good to see my fellow OTEC Pro brothers, Brother Madi, Mr. John Barilla, John Butakis, and Mr. Nago, you know, Mr. David Bakau. It's nice to have us and all the people from Papua New Guinea. Yeah, so like Auntie Lynn said, our topic tonight is security. Security, fishing and spear fishing, how you identify fishing and spear fishing. You know, security is paramount to every organization. The primary objective of every IT department of any organization is to make sure their infrastructure, their systems, their networks, their databases, they are all secured. You know, because a breach of that security could be very costly to the organization. It could cost them financially. It could cost them reputational harm, which they sometimes might never recover from. So security is key. When it comes to us, to our organization, OnPassive, with the leadership of our founder, Mr. Ash Mufare, has done her part. I'm a security analyst with my brother Oliver, and my colleagues here, they are well versed in the area as well. Looking at OnPassive from the outside, OnPassive is pretty well secured. We've spoken to our founder, Mr. Ash Mufara. He's very, very, very security oriented. So they have built OnPassive very well. OnPassive is actually like inside an iron dome. It's very difficult to hit OnPassive from the outside the way we see it. It's very difficult. It's very tough. You know, in security, we say we can give you 99%, we cannot give 100%, but OnPassive is very close to 100%, looking at it from the outside. Our founder has done his due diligence, his part to make sure we are fine. From the beginning, even from the people, from our partners working for us building these systems, even the way they are hired, their HR policies, they make sure they have the right credentials. They go through background checks. They make sure they have the professional credentials that they claim they have and the experience, they verify. They sign non-disclosure agreements. They do trainings, you know. Access controls, they make sure that we are restricted, you know. Only those who have the right privileges can access our systems, you know. Our databases are encrypted. I mean, the network is monitored. Everything Mr. Ash Mufara has done well to protect our system. So this topic tonight is about us, the founders, how we protect ourselves from vulnerabilities from outside, from people from outside hitting us. Because in all honesty, and most likely, we will be the first line of defense in our company, because all of us, everyone here, from all of us here, and those are people from Papua New Guinea, we are all inside. We are founders. We are inside the system of OnPassive. So every single one of us, when OnPassive launches, is going to be vulnerable to attacks. We're going to be targets. So we have to understand how to identify, you know, these kinds of threats that will come from outside. People will attempt to come at you, to get your information and to cause harm to you and possibly to the company, to our company. So we want to be able to identify those kind of things and have a defense for them. You know, so we talk about phishing. Phishing is one of the ways. Phishing, you know, is one of the techniques that hackers, those bad guys, the scammers, the hackers, phishing is the primary way, the most effective way that they use to trick us, you know, they use phishing to trick you to reveal your personal information, your password, your username and your password. So you reveal it to them, and then they use it and come into the system and cause damage to your account, to your information. If you release it to them, they would use it and maybe get into your system, get your wallet and withdraw your money. You know, it can also, they can trick you to reveal proprietary company information, trade secrets, intellectual property. They can hold the company ransom, hold the company hostage with that information. In the United States last year, there's a company called Colonial Pipeline, a Texas gas company. Remember, they were held ransom last May, I think, and the company had to pay $5 million. They held their information system hostage. So the company was grounded. That caused reputational harm as well as financial harm to the company. So we have to be very, very, so I'm going to identify a few ways in which you can identify phishing and then you guard yourself against. And then my brother Oliver is going to come and my other brothers is going to talk on more ways in which you can protect yourself. So we have phishing. We have something that they call spear phishing. We have something that they call whaling, and we have something that they call phishing. Phishing is just voice, it's phishing, but they use the phone to use the phone to trick you. So look at phishing like a fisherman who goes to the river with his net. You know, you take your net, you throw it in the river, and then you grab fish. Whatever comes into the net, you grab it. So that's how the regular fishing is. The scammers or hackers, they will send broadcast emails to all of us, and then those who fall prey, they grab them. You know, when those who fall prey, and then they can steal and penetrate you. But spear phishing is targeted. It's a targeted attack. They study the individual and then they target you, they trick you. Someone like Mr. David Bakau is going to be very, 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 very targeted. He has to be very, very careful because most people know him. So the scammers are going to come after him. That's a spear phishing. They come after you directly because they have information about you. They know some things about you, and they can attack you. They will send these emails to you and trick you to release your personal information, and then they take it and they hold you hostage. Then there's something that we call whaling. Whaling is another type of phishing. In our company, this is another. It's an extended kind of spear phishing, but this goes after the executives of a company. So in our case, somebody like Mr. Mohammed Kamal or Mr. Ash will be an example of someone that will be targeted, that will have a whaling attack. So for instance, the hackers could use Mr. Ash because they study you very well. They could use Mr. Ash, everything about Mr. Ash, create a fake profile of Mr. Ash and everything, and then send an email to someone like Mohammed Kamal as if it was coming from Mr. Ash. Mr. Ash could be asking Mohammed Kamal of some important company secret or information, something. And if Mohammed Kamal is not vigilant enough, he could fall prey and release that information. He's an executive, it's a big, those are the kind of attacks that they use to hold the company ransom, hold the company hostage. And then, of course, we talked of the voice, you know, vision. Every one of us here, those of us in North America, my brother Collins, he brought that to my attention today when we were at our OTech Pros. In America here, we get a lot of calls, voice calls. Somebody will call you, they call you there from the IRS or from the social security. I'm sure most of us here in North America have had those calls where someone calls you and they claim they are from the IRS and you're owing taxes. And they ask you to give, they will say you owe maybe like $12,000, and if you can pay $3,000 right away, They will write off your taxes, and you are being sued. You have case files with the Attorney General and things like that, or the Social Security Administration and things like that. Those are phishing. Those are voice phishing, and if you fall prey, they'll get you. You know. So phishing is one of the primary ways in which most of us, every single founder, especially the people from Papua New Guinea, these attackers are going to come after all of us. Mr. Ash Mufara said this, and he has said this several times. He said, the world is going to know your name. Get ready for the greatest shape of your life. He has said that so many times. Get ready for the greatest shape of your life. The world is going to know your name. That is true of every single founder. All of us. And by the world and our local, everywhere we are in the small villages in Papua New Guinea, when OnPassive launches, their communities, they're going to know you. And as such, you're going to be a target. It is clear. Even your personal, your physical security. Someone like Mr. Bakau is going to need physical security as soon as OnPassive launches. But most of you, Papua New Guinea, are going to come along not too long distant future after that. You will need physical security as well, but you also need logical security. You need to be aware of your environment at all times, physically and online. That's a fact for every single founder. But some of the founders are going to have that security faster, like Mr. Bakau, Mr. Degamo, and all the top guys in the company. That's going to happen pretty quickly. So we have to be able to identify these threats and then know exactly what to do once we identify them. So I'm going to give you a few ways in which you identify these techniques that these hackers use to get at us or at people. And what I'm telling you is, this is what we train people in my organization. Right now, every 3-4 months, everybody goes through this training to identify these phishing techniques. So it is something that we use right now as I speak to help everybody, because it doesn't matter how smart you are. It's not about people being smart or dumb. They just take you. They just trick you. So it's not a matter of you being too smart or too dumb. No, but once you are able to identify these techniques, it will help you to protect yourself. And in so doing, you're also safeguarding our dear company OnPassive. So number one, be very skeptical of the display name of the email. When you receive an email, look at the display name of the email. Look at the address to confirm the sender. Where's it coming from? If Mr. David Bakau sends an email to Ms. Cow, for instance, right? From OnPassive, Mr. David Bakau is from OnPassive, for instance. Then the address should be davidbakau@onpassive.com. That's the domain name, the name of that email address. It cannot be from davidbakau@yahoo.com or @gmail.com. That should give you a red flag right away. That's fake. It's not real. If you get an email from any organization from outside, want to identify, look at that name, because that's how they trick you. They're going to clone other people within our account. So maybe it could be from Marty Degamo or from Lynn Nakamoto that you know. They send you an email. It could be coming from Lynn that, hey, did you change your password? Let me have your password and help you to. You would think that, oh, Lynn wants to help you to do something, and you release your username and your password to a hacker, and you are done. So you identify the name. Okay, that's number one. Number two, don't just click so far. Don't be very far. Click happy. Take your time. Look at the mail. Look at the email very well, especially if there's an attachment. Mouse over it. Put your mouse over the attachment. When you put your mouse or you mouse over it, you will see at the bottom of your screen, you will see at the bottom, you will see some funny characters. It's not good. Okay? Take your time, mouse over the attachment, look at the address bar at the bottom. You see those funny characters that tells you like XKYZ, some funny stuff. That's not good. Don't click the link. If you click the link, you are going to possibly inject something into your system. It's something that we call SQL injection. Malicious code could be injected into your system because it's an application and it can cause you harm. Spelling errors. You know, most of these emails that will be coming from outside, from people, from scammers to trick you, they are from hackers. You know, they don't have time to sit down and write good English or compose clear emails without grammatical errors. So they hurriedly write their email and they send it to you because they want to trick you. In their mind, they want to trick you, they want to get you. So most of the time, when you see those kinds of emails, you see grammatical errors, it should be a red flag. Most companies, they have a communications department with people who understand language. Before they send out a communication, they review it, they review it free of grammatical errors, and it's well professionally written and everything. So when you receive an email that has poor grammar, it just doesn't sound right. It's a red flag. Don't respond to it. If you respond to it, you might be, you know, risking yourself. Personal information. No company, OnPassive will not reach out to you to ask you for your personal information. You know, that's one way that these scammers are going to come at you. They're going to come at you. They're going to trick you like they're one of the executives, somebody from within OnPassive, somebody that you know and trust. And they're going to ask for your personal information. Why would OnPassive, a company that you are a founder of, you have registered, you are a founder, you have a wallet, you have everything, you have identified yourself, facial recognition, everything, connect your wallet. Why are they going to be asking for your personal information? You should ask yourself that question. Why? They already have your personal information. So once you get that, you know that's fake. The other thing you could do, you know, you take your time. You know, take your time and pause. Because time is very critical. You know, the scammers are always in a hurry. The time is of the message or the email that they use to fish you. There's an urgency. You see, they'll say like in 2 hours, you know, you have to, this email, change your password in 2 hours, blah, blah, blah is going to happen and stuff like that. So they force you to have this sense of urgency to act. Once you have that, once you see an email like that, time is on your side. Don't hurry. That's the moment where you take your time and you do your research. If an email came from someone that you know from the next department or from Antylin or Mr. John Barrella or anybody that you know, what do? You take your time, you pause, pick up the phone and call. You call them to verify if they sent you that email. Don't just respond. You call. Because time is on your side. There's usually going to be some kind of an urgency. Once you see that, you identify that, you know that that's a fake email. Email signatures. Most professional emails that are coming to you as a corporate communication, the sender identifies themselves. There's a signature. It goes down, manager of this or president, vice president. There's a signature box. When you see an email that is hurriedly written and there's no You just see a name there, no title, anything. Those are one of those kinds of fake emails. That's phishing you. Do not respond. Do not respond. Do not be attached to any email. Do not become attached. Even if somebody, it's your colleague that you know, somebody in a couple of in another department, 2 doors down, and they write you an email, please take your time before opening it. Don't just hurriedly open the email. You know, do a little bit of research. You know, don't panic. Don't hurry. You know, trust your gut. Oftentimes, when you read an email that is from someone that you suspect something, most of the time, when your gut tells you this is not right, most of the time, it ain't right. Don't act. Make that next move. You know, make that phone call. Send that text message to that person that you think you know is it could even be from a family member. They will study you. They will study your movements, and all of us. The email could come from some of your family member. Yesterday, I received an email from 2 days ago from my sister. Someone that was trying to fish me to click a certain link. My sister's name and everything, but I saw the email address and I knew it wasn't her. It was fake. So once your gut tells you this thing ain't right, don't hurry. Don't do it. Reach out to the person who is trying to reach you that you know, and then be cautious. Don't automatically trust anything. Caution is very paramount, is very key. Don't trust anything, especially if it's they are demanding some proprietary information that does not make sense to you. Do not provide your personal information over the social media. I think in our webinar earlier, I think it was Antonio who talked about somebody flying to another country or something like that. You fly to another country, you get to the airport, you put your destination, you show where you're going. You get to that country, they can fish you. They can use that information to the people that you know back home, and that's how they send those emails to people that you are stuck in X country that you are going to, because you put that information on the social media that you are going to Jamaica, right? You are at the airport, you put your location and everything, flying to Jamaica, okay? The scammers get that information, they contact your friends, your loved ones, and they start asking for money that you are stuck in Jamaica. That's what happens. That's how they get those kinds of information. So avoid putting your personal information on the social media and showing your location where you are. Those are some of the ways that we prepare ourselves and we prevent ourselves from these kinds of phishing. Remember, every single one of us, Mr. Ash has told us, the world is going to know your name, and that's true. When OnPassive launches, every single one of us, I don't care what remote area you are in Papua New Guinea or in Cameroon, where I'm from by origin, or in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Dubai, all these countries around the world, every single founder, wherever you are, when OnPassive launches, your community will know you. And when they know you, so does the risk, your security risk increases. Your physical security, as well as your logical security, they will come after you online and offline. So please, let us all be careful. And remember that we are the first line of defense for our company. They could come through you They could hold your wallet hostage. All passive is very, very secure. But we say we always give 1%. We cannot give 100%. The scammers are also, we have good engineers that are working. They're working hard to protect our systems and everything, protect us. But the bad guys are also engineers. But they are using their knowledge in the wrong way. They are also using artificial intelligence to, to scam. So remember that we are the first line of defense for our company. When you identify it, you report it. Back to you, Auntie Lynn.
We all need to take some responsibility. We may feel like, oh, what do we matter? But in this particular arena, what we do does matter. It can affect our situations as well as the well-being of our company on passive. So we do want to learn as much as we can. As you say, we are the first line of defense. All right, David Bacall, how do you want to handle this? Do you want to provide interpretation, paraphrasing, summary, or how do you want to handle that, David?
Yes, Lynn, I will translate into Pidgin. I think that's on a topic that is new in Papua New Guinea, understanding the security aspect of a technology company. So I will
I
go
want to
over
let you
in
know
Pidgin
that
and
you're going in and out. So maybe if you turn your video off, we'll hear you better.
okay, I'll just put on my earpiece so I'll speak through the computer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Is this better?
Just got better.
Is this better now? Can you hear me?
It's kind of going in and
Okay.
out, but go ahead and proceed. Let's see how it works.
Thank you, Bob, for touching on this topic. It's a very relevant topic. I will just translate in Pidgin just to help our Papua New Guineans to understand what we are getting into. Okay, Yumi lo Papua New Guinea, thank you. Yupla Harem, Bob Takusi, Emi
David,
long,
it's
sad long.
it's very difficult to understand you, David.
Security, topic fishing and spear fishing.
David, can you see me waving?
Yes.
David?
Can you
Oh,
hear
it's
me?
very difficult. Yes, you're going in and out.
Okay, never mind.
So
Lynn, go ahead with
I
the
think if you turn your
presentation.
video off, we should
Yes,
hear
I
you
can see
better.
you.
Can you turn your video off? Try that first.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now? Is this better? Lynn, never mind. If one of our PNG leaders are there,
Okay. All right.
Daniel,
Let's see if
if
Daniel's here.
one of
I
you
don't,
there or William, you can go
Daniel.
ahead and translate. Otherwise, Lynn, you proceed on with the program.
Okay, let's see if William's here. I don't see, oh, William Tondopan, yes. I'll make him co-host. Let me see if he can unmute. Hi, William, could you help translate?
All right, I'll give it a try, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, okata online blomi plalo Papua New Guinea. Osam Bob Takusi emi tok na David emi like tok sawe lomi plan I think network longa mino come up good. So bami tram na tanim tok ya. Lo side lomi plalo on passive. Bob Takusi tokosem emi true to mas. Emi true to mas osem security emi very important and big plus something. So security lo two plus side now. Security lo side lo company on passive. Na security lo MIPLA all founders. So lo side lo on passive. Lo side lo on passive company. Security always threaten. Na security all threaten good threat. Okay. You know got big problem lo side long security block company. Okay. But MIPLA lo founders. He got big heavy and me stop lo MIPLA founders because MIPLA Bob Takusi and me talk os MIPLA or some first pla MIPLA online blong lo MIPLA by stop or some MIPLA mas wasman block company. MIPLA first pla line or some MIPLA stop wasman block company. So was man no good to come lo MIPLA. All but coming lo MIPLA now, all but go inside lo company. So MIPLA all man marry or some MIPLA founders. MIPLA need long look out him all work lo MIPLA lo site long work inside lo internet na tamipla or use a mobile phone lo MIPLA use a laptop lo MIPLA or something long internet MIPLA must was good because MIPLA first line was man block company tokosem. So tokosem how MIPLA by look out to MIPLA yet. To got plenty way online sabe come online no good. First play way also some trome net or some net me plus I go who can fish you plus I go who can fish online the numbers you plus the trome net. Now time you trome net you go lick fish or big fish or one kind of fish is stop long but you pull him come. I'm giving talk picks of them. And first play way long also be come na trying to steal more information blow you. Second play way also hold him spear gun. Now also bet mark him man who said all like kiss him display information but only also mark him. So also mark him man nothing. Also mark him kind of some more leader man inside long or kind organization or some MIPLA on passive. All about mark him kind man of some David Bakau inside of PNG. Inside long global over mark him man of some all global leadership council members lo MIPLA. All still man all by looking good. Usat all leader man long country, usat all leader man long global. Now, all about target him now, all about or some you like spear and fish. You know, spear and fish now. Spear him nothing. You should target him. First play was some trauma net. Second play was some only target him. You know, trauma spear you. Okay. Third was some whaling. Number 3 was some whaling. Was some big club fish now. Yeah, whale, big club fish. So also go on top long company organization. Also look at some man or some CEO, top man. Or number 2 man belong kind of some also target him also big club whale, big club fish here. Because I'm target him big club man. All lick man or get the information from company and stop inside long this big club whale. Kind of some. So also target him or kind triple man of them. So tokosem. CEO Mr. Ash Mufara make him tokosem. That's the world. That's the ground. Lick time by the ground by Savelo name you. Tokosem. And Tromates the talk piece in talk. Lick time by the world by Savelo name you. Now almost Savelo name you. Your man blow place, man blow province, me plus stop about Papua New Guinea, almost Savelo mipla. But lick time by world and Savelo name you. Online no Papua New Guinea lo district play you or Bakira or Savelo name you. About that's the man muside. Or line him name you. Online block country or Savelo name you. Online was a world all but several name blomipla. Time this plus something he come up. Him or tokosem MCO to Yuba come up with some target now. So Yuba need him two plakan security blue. Physical security blue, no was the skin blue because all but target him you. Number two, I'm talking Yuba need him logical security blue. How you by thinking now? How you by scale him or something? Just all kind something or something. But you need him security and talking. So I'm talking. Lo side lo technology. Lo side lo technology. I'm talking. People must look out now. I call him sampler all was sampler all way. Lo people must look survey. First plus something I'm talking. Time one plus man. I'm selling one plus message come lo you. Maybe lo mobile phone or maybe long email. Time I'm selling message come to you. Check him this like email address. You look him say email address, then you must check him. This by email address and it's straight or no god. Suppose I'm on passive, email blow on passive bastard. Suppose you say where it's la man Mary and got email blow on Gmail. Now I'm selling email and come on another address. You must slow down. Now you must kiss him win. Now you must check him good display email address. I'm talking first plus something you must look him email address. You know, can go now, area now click about now, open him all attachment about. I'm talking, you must easy, put a mouse play on top, now check him. Display email address and me look all right or no got. Sample writing, blood display attachment, yeah. And me got good writing or me got sample kind of foul writing number or some spelling, you know, stop good. Or sample kind of some AZX number now, sample kind of code number only put him long, display name blood, display attachment, yeah. Suppose you look at name, you know, stop good spelling mistake, kind of some, you know, he stop or mistake he stop, you must suspect. And so you must suspect. Check the spelling mistake. Suppose sample message and me asking you long all personal information blue you. You may survey penis on passive. Company I'm survey penis on name blue me blah. I'm survey penis long. Email address blue, phone number blue. Okay, there's something company survey penis. Suppose you can play email or play message come na talk some company like survey lo email address play you. Or display message come from David Bakau. Or I'm come from Veronica Wayang. Or I'm come no some global leadership council or some Marty Degamo. Sample message come some you must suspect and talk some. Okay. So big plus something, take him time blue you. Now you must scale him good, thinking blue you. Now suppose you got phone, you ring him this la manusat, sell him this like email kamya. You ring him, na talk, hey, you sell him email come to me or some. Now by you verify him, by you check him, suppose no sell him this email come to you or some message lo phone come to you. And you must have some all like steal him information, being all German. Okay, so big plus something you must suspect. Okay, you're not going to trust him on man Mary, is him kind message or some come to you. Not ask him you long personal information to you. Or sample or basave or some because you work to use some social media or kind of some FB. Now you talk of some Migo or some long Mosby now. And from Mosby now, Migo or some Sydney now. Not me go some or some. You work post or some yeah. Online work was good Leona stuff. But still in this information blue or some you work go part of some. Now all but salim talk save go long family blue. Now ba to ko some eh mi stop lo hap to sol mi look some mi lusem wallet blomina mi no na plo baim hotel blomina mi needed some money ina people salim money come over giaman all steal him information lo walk about play because you work lo post him walk about play long social media so all but glass him good walk about play now all but salim go long on family play let's play German information. Like you think true or some yes, I may go lot of place or some now. It must need money. Me plus sell him some money go long past them. You sell him some money go. All hacking you now German. Or ask him like information. All this plug and plenty or trick something and stop. So Bob Takusi and Tokosan, please, you must take him time, blah, was good. Big plus something and this la. You was number one defense long on passive company and Maple founders, Maple number one defense. So Mipla must tell him Mipla good, tell him okay the something Mipla la work message Mipla kiss him, tell him good, easy, ring him all, check him all. Now Mipla must work easy because time sales semi start. Now almost available you. Time sales semi start. You but target. Okay, thank you, Lynn. I'm done
Thank
with
you.
the interpretation.
Thank you, William. That was quite a bit of content to interpret. We have quite a bit more to discuss. So maybe I wondered if when you interpret, maybe you could either paraphrase or summarize. I do believe you have a webinar twice a week for the PNG founders, a special webinar, 2 special webinars a week. So maybe you could go more in depth during those 2 webinars. And then when you interpret here, do more of a paraphrase or summary. I think that would be more practical because there's a lot more material that's going to be shared right after this. Is that okay,
Not a problem.
William?
That,
Yeah.
that's very fine. I'll paraphrase.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we go on to Oliver Fonte.
Hey PNG, my name is Oliver Fonte, and I'm your friend, talking from Baltimore, Maryland. And I want to thank Bob for that explicit presentation. I want to thank Marty Degamo for being here with us and all through, and all the other founders that are in the house, David Bakau and the others. Yeah, fishing. We're talking today about fishing. Like Bob said, I will just continue. Please be careful with text messages. Be careful with text messages because they can fish you. I'm sorry. They can fish you through sending you a text message. And when you go to that text message with the link, you click on that link, they get your PC, your laptop, or your cell phone that you are using ransom. And when they get you, everybody that is on your contact on that gadget they'll also fish that person. So we should be very careful with the link that come to us by text, by email. We should be careful. Then also there's also voice called phishing also, which is VISHING. They can call you to give your personal information on the phone. Please do not do it. Don't do it. If anybody calls you, that you should give your personal information, date of birth, social security number, PNG. I don't know what you could use over there, but be very careful to give to give your personal information on the phone if you don't know the person. Then another one also is we travel, and when we travel at the airport, most airports they do have free Wi-Fi. Be careful how you want to connect to the airport free Wi-Fi, because they will tell you that this site is secure, this site is not secured. So what you should do, please get antivirus, install them, buy and install on your phone. It's a little bit expensive. The internet security, the one that is internet secure, don't get the normal antivirus, get the one that is internet security. The internet is internet secured. So buy, but that one is a little bit expensive, but it's good. Yeah, most of like Microsoft laptop these days, the newer version now, they do come with their own security, which is good, but it's also good if you want to add more layers on that also. Buy and install. When you visit your friend and you want to use that friend house Wi-Fi or family member, ask if their Wi-Fi is secure, if their network in their house is secured. Then your own network in your house, like we here in the United States, we have T-Mobile, we have AT&T, I'm sorry, we have Verizon, we have which one is that? They always offer $4 or $5 extra for their for them to secure your house network, please pay for it. It's going to help you a lot. Pay for that extra $4 or $5 for extra security for the network that comes to your house, because most of us use our TV, which is LCD, to stream. You have YouTube there, and YouTube is wireless. So make sure that your house network is also secured. But the good news is that we are going to have OVirtual, unpassive OVirtual, which is AI also embedded in it, which is the VPN. You can also get our own, install, and use it. At least that one, we are sure that this our thing belongs to unpassive, is going to be good. The next one also, the next thing that I also want to talk about, be careful when you shop online. A lot of us shop online. Be very careful if you want to shop online. Make sure that your information, like your credit card information that you give, that site that you want to shop is secured also. Be very careful before you put it there. There are some other fake scammers out there that they will send you email with some gadget. Be careful. Once you put your credit card information, that is it. So be careful when you go to any site to shop. They will send you invoices. Please be careful with those invoices. If you want, don't click on them or don't respond. Some others will also send you email. Say how they are bank managers or they are rich people, wherever. Please delete those type of emails. Those are scammers. I will not talk that much because my brother Bob also mentioned everything. So I will leave it there. Antilene, take it from there.
Thank you. Okay, William, paraphrase or summarize, please, William.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Oliver. Thank you for the addition. Okay, the Manmerilo PNG, please give me sample edition. Come up, lo Brother Oliver Fonte, lo Baltimore, Maryland, lo US. Emi edim sample tok na emi tok lo side long fishing. Emi tok mi mas was good long all text message. Mi mas was good long. Sample by ringing you na ask him information, personal information. You must was good. Na emi tok to long. Suppose you go visit him or sample one talk, all friends, lo house long all. Na you got all Wi-Fi only use him. Must ask him all whether Wi-Fi make a good security long or no got. Suppose you use him sample mobile laptop long all. Kind of some must ask him all. Suppose only got good security stuff long or no got. Na I may give him good advice lo here. I may talk some sample all sites. All by asking you long pay sample little more money long give you internet security and talk some. So I'm making very important mark talk player me talk internet security you must kiss him. Suppose only charge him little money on top. Still you buy him any good lah. So you put them just like internet security long phone, internet security long Wi-Fi, internet security long laptop play you. I'm talking some. People was put him long all time you go walking online shopping. Online shopping I'm shopping over the internet. Lo use some credit card na kind of some. So I'm talking some people must put him was good long all display. On the good news I'm coming virtually come and make our own VPN on security belong bakam on them. So I'm by helping me play. But any add something like talk more and tap long talk long brother Bob Takusi na emi lusi mosem. So big talk emi talk me play. Please people must was good long all display point where and make him. Thank you, Antilene.
Thank you, William. Appreciate it. Now we go on to Vincent Ete.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Antolin. Thanks for this great webinar. So I would like to say hello to all the participants, all the guys from PNG. Hello to you all, and hello to everyone here, and also those who are watching us from YouTube. So today we're talking about the fishing. I know my brother Bob. So thank you for the great presentation. Thanks also Oliver for also this is a great presentation as well. So today I'm going to also to add a few to what my brother Bob and Oliver said. I know they said all already, and then they have put a lot for fishing issues. So today, well, I would say the fishing, we know the fishing is among the biggest cyber threat facing most of the organization and also most of us, because we always get phishing every single day and then every single time. So just what we need to do is to follow the advice Oliver and Bob said. Also, I'm going to add just few to them. So how to avoid phishing scams. So phishing scams is what we need to do is to keep update the latest phishing techniques, like Oliver and Bob said. So we need to keep them as well. And also thinking twice before clicking the phishing email and email you receive, because sometimes it could be an email and then flatter you that, and then sometimes they behave like something they know you and they even giving your personal details, but they are scammers, so you have to be careful for that as well. Installing anti-phishing toolbar. So if possible, you have a possibility, you can do it on your personal computer, and verify a site for security. Make sure that ensuring that the security of your website begin with HTTPS. So this is something also you can look into it before you click. Looking for a close, like when you go to the website and then you want to buy with your credit card or maybe your bank details, you have to make sure that you have a lock icon near the address bar. So something you need to check also always to make sure that you are in a secure environment. So this is something very important. Checking the site security certificate. So you can also check this as well. So you have to be very prudent not to download any file, because sometimes we have an issue with downloading file and also attachment from CCPS or website. So always be careful before you download or do anything like that from the website, because download also, you can, if you're not sure of the website where you want to download the information, you have to be careful, because the download also can take you to many issues as well. So be careful when you download or maybe get the attachment from the website. And then checking the online account regularly. So from time to time, you have to check your account, make sure that your account is also okay, is active, because sometimes you forgot some account to check regularly. You could also be scammed and then harm yourself and harm also your computer. Keeping the web browser up to date. So there's also some advice to keep your web browser also up to date, to make sure that they have the latest security system, patching system here. And never give out your personal information on everywhere. It could be on telephone or maybe online. If people ask you to give, so never give that. And then, because most of the time these people, they asking you to use it or maybe to against you. So you have to be careful when you get a call or even email, people asking for your personal information. It could be then they will ask, sometimes they'll pretend to be the bank or your corporate, or maybe someone you know will ask you because of you. I think during the COVID, I have received an email said the priest says in Spain, they rob all his money. So if I can help him, but it was a scam. If that day I click, or maybe I trying to pay them the money because the priest requests for £2,000, And then, but they pretend like someone you know, someone very important to you, and then they ask for help. So you have to be careful, or maybe trying to find out with the person if the email you receive is true or it is coming from him. So the last thing I'll talk about using the firewall. We have window firewalls for those who are using a personal computer, Windows, especially Windows or computers. You can also enable your firewall, desktop firewall, so that will protect yourself as well. So this is a couple things you need to be careful when you to be aware of the phishing outside the world over there. Okay, so thank you, Antolin. I'll leave there to give opportunity to my brother Collins also to put himself in there. Thank you, Antolin.
Thanks, Vincent. We take it now to William to interpret, please, William.
Thank you, Antolin. Thank you, Brother Vincent Ete. I'll do the interpretation here now. Okay, all teman Mary, please. Vincent Ete, add him on. Lo sample all points or sample good points and make him. Lo side long security. Lo phishing ya. I'm talking some big plus something. And by you look at some all the line, all by act of some only surveillance you. Or by act of some only surveillance you now, all surveillance sample movement you, all surveillance you now. Now time only salim mail or kind of some become you, all by crime long act of some only surveillance you. This kind of message come long mobile phone. This kind of message come long computer you must suspect and talk of some. Suppose you like buy something online and talk of some just payment, just happy baik at one plan lock and bus stop. Talk of some. Suppose you look and just can lock in or stop, fix up long lock. Suppose you know stop and you must suspect. Or some just plus site, you know, good plus site you know buy more something online. So use some VDC card you now buy something online. Talk of some. You must suspect now you know can continue. And talk of some you must check him account you. Okay, time check him account you and make sure account you may active. There's a web browser where you can use them, kind of some Gmail web browser, or suppose you use him supply all web browser. Make sure that there's a web browser, Chrome or Gmail, instead of phone you and you update him. You update him. You know can all blah. Now suppose all blah and by you know got good security. You must update him. And because some all sample personal computers, suppose you use him. Make sure that you look at all firewall or display desktop there. And make it all firewall is tap. You can use them all display too. So I'm making more some. I talk sawalo mipla. I add him sample or little more talk and tap long talk long. Tupla where you go finish long end. So but me lose them here na give me RM on not speaker. Thank you, Antolin.
Thank you, William. Now we take it to Collins Mana. Come on down, Collins.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm Collins, and I'm your friend. So, calling from the United Kingdom. I just want to Papua New Guinea. You guys are great, and if you are all this time, it means you are really interested in the topic for today. So, the topic is about phishing and how you can protect yourself. So, my tech brothers, they've already said everything, which I'll just summarize it. You know, Brother Bob I think explain about why we have to protect ourselves. So when we look at it, we're not talking about in on-passive, we're talking about when you are out of on-passive ecosystem, how do you protect yourself? Because I know a lot of founders will come and start to ask this question, oh, you talk about phishing, so we are not safe when we are in on-passive. So we want to differentiate this. In on-passive, you are secured. The moment you log into on-passive, you are well secured because of the security around everything. But when you are out of on-passive ecosystem, you know, you are vulnerable. And as Bob said, 1%, Ms. Ashra already told us that the world will know your name. They will know you, and that's when they will start to come phishing. And remember, there is also transaction, because somebody will say, but why should I protect myself if I'm out there? Remember, there is inbound and outbound transaction. Mr. Ashford always say it, money, movement of money in and out. So the moment you want to do transaction, say you pay into on-passive, like maybe we're doing our activation, wallet activation, they can fish you at that time because money is coming from outside into the on-passive ecosystem. From outside, they can fish you. And then what happens when you do transaction from on-passive to your bank account, and then you want to buy things anywhere? They can still fish you. Remember, I think last week when we had Papua New Guinea, somebody talked about their credit card was cloned. You had this issue where they talk about clone. They had the issue about bank has a problem. I think it was one of their leaders, I forgot. Until if you can remind us, that particular thing was cloned and is phishing, because they asked us that question, how can they prevent it? And we said, it is not about the bank, it's about your, because you are careless with your card. And sometimes those bad guys, they can put like a camera within the cash machine where they can read all your card and then clone it, go and request for money. These are all phishing. They fish you, but you don't know. These things happen day in, day out. Like Vincent talked about our priests. When we receive, like Oliver have already talked about, protect your phone. We receive messages that our priests have lost all the document. Our church priests have lost all the document, and now they are asking for £5,000 to bring him from Italy, because they already know he went to Italy. We know he was on holiday. So they fished the whole church congregation, and everybody has received email. There are people who fall for it. Oh, we have to try to see how we can save our priests. But hang on, some of us had and say, no, it can't happen. This is phishing, but a lot of people put their money in there and the money was gone. Even my own mom, they fished my mom using my name, my identity, fished my own mom, and my mom released money. By the time I know, the money is gone. So we just have to protect ourselves. If you receive a message, as Bob said, and Oliver have already mentioned it, please verify it. Don't hesitate don't try to call the person because because, for instance, I'm conversing with Bob and Marty Digamo is here. A lot of people will fall that prey because we love Maddie, isn't it? We know Maddie is like, I know how the whole on-passive see Maddie. So when you receive a message like, oh, it's from Maddie, don't do it. Verify it. There are people who fall into it. If you receive a message that is from David Bakau because he's a great leader, don't do it. Even my brother Oliver here, if I receive a message, I know the way I communicate with Oliver. If the communication is coming from a way that I know this is not how we communicate, I will pick my phone and call Oliver that, did you send me this message? I received an email from you. Are you the one? Bob, I received an email from you. Vincent, tell me if you send this email. Or Dr. Benny, I will not just jump and click on it because I know that's how they target you. They look at your weak point. They look at the people you love. You really hold them high and they will target you. They will behave as if it is that person because they can really monitor lean. If they want to get me, they will monitor lean and understand all lean behavior. They use it not to target you because they know 1 or 2, 3 things, it will be right. But there are things that will be wrong. So I will look at it and say, no, this is not from lean. I have to call lean and find out. And this is how they fish you. They fish our data every day out there. Phishing is a very big criminal thing. And these guys, they are very, very smart. So as our brothers, they've said, it is not about on-passive. When you are in on-passive, you are safe. Then remember when the money will start to come and you want to live your life out there, that is when they will fish you to get ransom. They will fish you and people will fall on that prey. I remember last week, a woman was fished and the woman released £5,000. They said, just walk to the bank, don't talk to nobody. And the lady was just going. So she told her friend that I've received a message from the Inland Revenue. Bob George, he said, the woman was just hurriedly going. The friend said, stop. She went to the bank and the bank said, are you sure you want to give it? The woman was, give it. She was on the phone because people were communicating. Put it there and they will remove your name. If not, you are going to jail. So when the bank said, no, we are not sure, the bank, they will, there is nothing they can do. If you say, do it, they say, no, hang on, madam, don't do it. No, do it. And the bank pushed the button, the money disappeared. And then the people dropped the call. They tried to call back. There was no way. Bank said, we told you, you never wanted to listen to us, and your money is gone. That is phishing. You know, they put you in a difficult situation, in a stressful position where there is no alternative. The police is coming to arrest you now. Please, you owe this. Ask yourself, did you owe anybody? No, I don't owe anybody. Let them come arrest me. But people fall on that because they are afraid, and then the money is gone. So all what my brothers, they've said here, I just want to conclude that we have to have extra protection out of on-passive. It is about we protecting ourselves. Within on-passive, we are fine. Out of on-passive, how do you manage yourself so they don't come after you and take all what you've sweat for? So thank you, Antilene, and I'll leave it there.
Thank you. That was good information. So after William interprets what Colin said, we're going to have a question and answer session with our PNG people. So you guys be thinking about your questions and be ready to raise your hands. And again, this is for PNG participants to ask questions. So go ahead, William, if you would interpret, William, please.
Thank you, Antilene. Okay, all founders of Papua New Guinea. This, thank you, Colin. Thank you for your additions there. I will now interpret. All man merilo PNG. Please, you may haram Colin mana emi stop the UK na emi come na emi talk lo side long security lo fishing na emi summarize him. Ogata points where all speakers he talk past time long am. So emi talk some big something emi on passive lo side block company on passive me play all right. But problem emi stop long time you come outside long on passive now you walk long phone play you or laptop play you or use some credit card play you VDC card play you long sample transactions you la walk him outside talk. So that's the time you buy stapler big birwa, so you must look so good. So one point where me make him long me talk some or transactions you walk him go behind long on passive. Money come inside long on passive. Now money go out. You like selling money go out go long account play you. All this plug and time you must look good. Talk last week. I think Benny got some issue long country lawyer where some report come up long BSP card where only work clone him card there. Now emi talk display passing long clone him card or kiss him information block card. You go to ATM or put you supply kind all machine law ATM whereby copy mogata information bill card blue you yeah. And to display kind all passing and ogata stop inside long display fishing and to wasem. So brother Emi talk out again, Emi add him again, talk some also look long all weak point play you. Or line man Mary use have respect him long emia, also go all the spell line now, also act of all the spell line salim message come to you. Example, David Bakau salim message come to you founders. Or none of you say man nothing. Or by you say man where you say respect him long na, or by glass him you good now, or by you say name long all now, or by come to you. And now but you walk a mistake now you give him all the information to you. I make him one example. I may talk some last week one Mary been some call or some IRC. I may give him instruction lo go bank now put him 5,000 kina go account because I need him lo pay him tax longan. I'll bank it talk gaman and noken na Mary I stop lo pressure because all talk you know put him bamipla come na you. Amipla bakalabusin you. So Mary took him back now, took him strong little bank now, bank he put him $5,000 long go inside long this account there. Now where all off him phone now only disappear. The stock and passing and ogeta stop inside long this fishing yeah and tokosem. So emi tokosem and emi tokosem brother Oliver Fonte emi been talk low side long monitoring travel also by glass him good about play you. Travel play you. Vincent talk long. Update him over phone play you, laptop play you, all security play update him good. Suppose you use him web browser. update him all this plan. So one time this lab, emi pinisim tok longan, Colin mana lo UK and pinisim tok longan na emi lusim osem so mi pinisim translation lo mi lo here lo tok lo Colin mana. Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Lynn.
Thank you very much, William. Appreciate it. All right, so now that we have covered the topic, we're opening it up for questions. And again, we would like the questions to come from our Papua New Guineans, please. And we would like to stay on the topic. So the topic, as long as it's related to security and or fishing, that's fine. It doesn't have to be just fishing, okay? So we would like to open it up now. What you're gonna do is just raise your hand and we will call on you. Take it to the gallery. Oh, good to see everybody here. All right, we have a question from, yes?
Auntie Lynn, can I just interpret that bit there? Because it's important.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
All man Mary, all founders la Papua New Guinea. I'm telling Emi giving me time long, ask him all questions. So you got one plug and ask him you got long, make sure this la ask him you. Emi stop the topic plus security na fishing. Okay? You can ask him all not question long or not plus something. Stop the topic. Now you ask him about security na fishing now you ask him question you. Thank you.
Thank you. I forgot about having you interpret the instructions. It's really important. Okay, so now we have Moses Guntu. You can unmute yourself, Moses. Go ahead. Are you speaking, Moses? I do think there are some network issues.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can now. You can
Yeah,
proceed.
okay, all right.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everyone. My question is in regard to the wallet. To my understanding, the wallet will have a facial recognition. So my question is, will there be any possibility that the bad guys can sort of copy our photo from our profile or whatever, and use that to go into our account? And because I understand that before you transfer money out from your wallet to your account, you'll need to scan your face before you move transfer funds. So will there be any possibility they can hack our image and use it to go into our wallet and transfer funds out from our wallet? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Who wants to take that?
Yes. No, that is not going to be possible to happen. That is not going to be possible to happen. First of all, you know, there is maximum security within our wallet. You know, even before they get to your wallet, they have to first of all get access to your account, log into your account, get the verification code. They have to have your email, your email, right? Then they get your on-passive account to log in before getting to your wallet. So, and then we have AI detection and all that. It is going to be very, very hard. It's going to be very, very hard for them to get to your wallet. So I would say no.
How does that answer your question, Moses?
Yes, thank you, Bob.
It's not possible, yeah.
Thank you, Moses. All right, we go on now to Elizabeth Bade. Let me ask you to unmute. Hold on. Okay, you can unmute now, Elizabeth.
Okay, good
Hi,
afternoon. Good afternoon,
Elizabeth.
everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lynn.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Papua New Guinea. And good afternoon, world, those of you who are in with us today. I have a question, Lynn. Some of us here in Papua New Guinea, I don't know about around the world, but I'm just wondering, how safe are we if we have been using the same email address that we have used for on passive, and we are also into Facebook, all these other social media things, and I think I know I'm one of them. I'm just wondering how safe am I in that area? Thank you, Lynn. That's my question.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Who wants to take that?
How safe are you with your email address? That is why, Mr. Mufare, that is why we added that additional extra security layer. You know, your email address you use it. We know we have multiple ways that places that we use our email, Facebook, Instagram, and all that is connected to your email. But with OnPassive, you have that two-factor authentication. That is an extra security layer. So before you get to your OnPassive account, when you log in, they send that verification code back to your email address. So if that's you, if you have that, that's multi-level authentication. So you have to first of all prove to OnPassive that you are who you are with your username and password. That's who you are. And then OnPassive gives you something, which is a one-time password, an OPT. So you first prove to the system that this is who you are. And then the system sends something. This is what I have from you. You see, so that's a different security layer from when you access your Facebooks and all your other access. So that's the reason why Mr. Mufara did that, to give us that extra security layer. It's called two-factor authentication, and it's good. And that's the way that most companies do now to protect, to keep extra security layer.
How was
Thank you
that,
so
Elizabeth?
I feel more relief now, Lynn.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Brother Bob. I was really, worrying about.
No.
It is really definitely sure that I am using my same email for the Facebook thing. And I was, when I was listening to you guys the other day, I was wondering, I'm going to go and cross off my Facebook and everything. But thank you, Bob, for assuring me that I'm fine. Thank you. And I'm sure others will also, that are listening in, please feel relieved that I think we are okay. Thank you so much, brother.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad you asked, and I'm glad you feel better. All right. So now we go on to, do we have another question? Yes, I see. We have Arnold Lakamanga. Good to see you here, Arnold.
Thank you, Lynn. Mine is a straightforward one. Is there a way out if I become a victim or a fisher?
Oh, I think I forgot to let William interpret the last question, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, William, can you interpret what Elizabeth's question? I messed up there. Please, William.
Okay, thank you, Auntie Lynn. I'll do that. Alfonso, Elizabeth Bade, emi ask him what the good ask him. Emi bin tokosem. Suppose me work using registered email address for me, same email address for me use him long Facebook na all not social media use him awesome. Na emi pilin big every awesome no good all still man all by use him display na all by comments along on passive. Na Bob Takusi emi give him back him long emi tokosem. Lo display asta sol na CEO ben put him tupla checkpoint, tupla passing block check him. Okay, so one plan, but you put him password play you, and then another plan, but you put him one-time password there. But you kiss him to a one-time password there. on passive salim one-time password go into the Gmail account. You go and sell on Gmail account now, but you kiss him this code there, 6 code there, you come back long. Now, but you punch him in, you go inside long back office play you. Just passing where CEO and put him here, long, low, make sure that all still money can use him email address play you long social medias number, now all still him information play you now come inside long on passive account. That's why I'm putting this one-time password. Long stop him this la. So Elizabeth, I may feel him good plan. I make some good win. I'm top man. Thank you, Drew. I'm talk of them so. I think so. You play some play. You got the same kind of ask him stuff. And Elizabeth, I may ask him to play penis. Thank you.
Thanks, William. All right, now we go on to Arnold Lakamanga. Good to have you. You can unmute now.
Mine is a straightforward question. How do we get out of phishing after we become victims?
Yeah. So when you are phished, that means that there's probably inject malware into your account, into your system. So what you do is you have to remove the malware, right? You get anti-malware installed in your system, and then you reset your password.
If it's my credit card, I have to change the credit card.
If it's a credit, yeah, if it's a credit card, you block the credit card and get a new one. You call and cancel the credit card and get a new one. But if it's in your computer system, like they hack into your system, you have to clean. That means that they have injected malware in your system. So you have to remove the malware and then, log into your email, you reset your email and you reset all your accounts, you change your passwords and things like that. That's the best way to get out of that.
Thank you.
Is that sufficient, Arnold?
I'm done. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay, so now we go to that. Oh, okay, we see. Oh, all right, Lucy Duba. Let's see. Okay, you can unmute yourself, Lucy. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Can you hear me, Lynn?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
It's a little
Can
bit.
you hear me?
It's a little scratchy,
Thank you so much.
but we
Thank
can
you.
understand you. So go ahead.
Thank you, Lynn, and thank you, everyone. I have two questions. Firstly, Bob mentioned something about the email, and when the hackers used the email, and he said something to identify the sender at the top. Most Papua New Guineans were using phones, so does those signs or different signs appear at the bottom of the phone too, or is it only on the computer? That's my first question. Second one is it okay for them to let we Papua New Guineans know which is the best malware that we can use on the phones and in the computer?
All right. Who wants to take that?
I'm trying to remember. On your phone, I don't remember. I'm not sure if I can remember if you can how it displays on your phone, but I was referencing your computer. I have to look to make sure you can also mouse through the attachment to see the display of whether it is fake or not. But usually most of our phones already have malware protection where that will protect you when you click on it. Most of these Sprint phone, I have Sprint phone. When you click on it, it blocks it. It will not let that attachment open if it has malware. T-Mobile, which is what I have, will block it. Okay, but to check your email, that email address, you just look at the email address, the address bar at the top. when you look at it, you can tell from the name of the person who sent you that email. Let's say if the email is coming from somebody, let's say from Lynn Nakamato or from David, and then you can see on your phone, you can also tap on the address and you see the email address in full, and it will show up something like David Bakau at yahoo.com or at gmail.com, which is supposed to be coming from officially from like OnPassive. So you know that that's a fake mail. But I have to look with regards to the display on the phone. I'm not sure if it shows up, but even if it doesn't, when you tap on that file by mistake, you tap on it, it will not go anywhere because the phone's actually cam protected. And at least for us here this way, when you use T-Mobile or AT&T or whatever phones that you're using now.
Okay.
Was that
Thank
clear?
you.
Was it good?
Yes, thank
You're
you.
okay?
Um,
Okay. You had
and
two
the
questions, right?
second
Yeah.
question is,
I think I answered both, but which one did I not answer?
which is the best malware to use?
Oh, the best malware. Oliver suggested WebRoot. Yes, we have a. I think earlier today we talked. You can use WebRoot, or there are so many. You can either use Norton antivirus or McAfee. There are so many out there, but you can just go to your computer store and ask for what they have, what is affordable for you. There's WebRoot security, which has internet security as well. If you have a computer, which you can use. There's Norton antivirus. There is Kaspersky. There are so many of them.
That good, Lucy?
Yes, thank you so much.
Hmm?
You're quite
Thank you,
welcome.
Bob.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right, let's give William time to interpret. Go ahead, William.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Antilin. Lucy Daubo, let me ask him on plus him blongan. Let me ask him two plus him, yeah. So let me ask him first plus him blongan and talk some. Suppose all this plus Stillman only Salim supply information come or some email come. How about me look somewhere long just me using phone. Okay. I'm first plus him blongan. Now Bob Takusi me back him back na I'm talk some long side of phone. Plenty old phone only got security blongan is tapinis lo phone. Okay. We must need long just update him just phone. Kind of some all Chrome na sample kind all apps tam may come up with some expire you must update him all. But talk where I'm been working long I'm been talk more long email. So you must class him good email and talk some. Looking good email na check him with that money salimikam na lo email address long because email address long you got some kind mistake or attachment and salimikam where you got some kind writing where you know clear good long suspect long and all display but you look somewhere long display way. Okay, number two ask him long I've been asking long side long straight him so something you come up with some you got some app where you stop lo straight him low phone or low email. Now Bob Takusi and me talk some you got plenty all anti all securities where all applications where he stop. I'm calling some name and talk some WebRoot, Norton, McAfee, Kaspersky, all this plan and talk. Only got different prices. You go along place where you buy mobile phone or laptop long now you ask him all. Now only can install him some good plan way enough long money play you or buy him long and talk some. Thank you, Antilin.
Thank you so much, William. Looks like we've covered all the questions. So let us take it back to David Bakau at this time. I would like to see if David has something to say. David? David, our host.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me, Kelly? All right.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our OTech pros. Thank you, Bob Takusi. Thank you, Vincent Ete. Thank you, Collins Mana, and thank you, Oliver Fonte. Thank you very much for this topic. Is very interesting topic, and it's very relevant for our situation here. A lot of our Papua New Guineans are just getting into the technology field and learning. So this is very, very good for us at this stage to know before we get into the see any apples flowing through our accounts. So thank you everyone for attending this webinar here. Thank you very much for
It's
the
16
presenters.
hours.
And thank you, William, for interpreting this afternoon. And those who have asked the questions, thank you very much. And I just want to appreciate everyone for turning up for this webinar. You know, it's a new thing, second phase that we are going into. And the journey has been very interesting.
Uh-oh, we lost him for a bit. While we wait for David to come back, let us take the last question of the evening, and that's going to be from
on passive, those of us who have joined in business and you're running. So I just want to encourage everyone. Yumi,
David, you're going in and out. You're going in and out. Oh, we lost David for a bit. Okay, let's go to our last two questions of the evening from Josephine Yabogo and Irene Walengi. Those will be our last two people to ask questions. Let's go to Josephine Yabogo right now. Hi, Josephine. Hi, Josephine, we can hear you.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. Thanks for the topic this afternoon. Very interesting for developing countries like PNG. My question is, I know within OnPassive, there's no doubt we've heard time and time again that the ecosystem within OnPassive is safe, but we should be more cautious of our private accounts. And that would be meaning transferring from our own accounts into our wallet, that is when we are registering or subscribing, and even transferring from our own wallets to our private accounts. I just want a confirmation, or if my understanding can be corrected. If say, I don't know, but maybe I've heard somewhere or read somewhere that there is possibility of, microchips or something from these bad guys in the ATMs. So like, when we are going to the machines to do some withdrawals, and then we insert our cards, and then some bad guys may be using some microchips or something already inserted into the machine, or either stacked onto the machine or something to pick our, as a watch to see our PIN numbers and all this on the cards. How do we know if there is anything to look out for, if there are, something like this that we'll be conscious of in our ATM machines?
Thanks for your question. Who wants to take that?
Let me answer it, because I think I talk about that. That's something that has happened in the United Kingdom, where people's cards were cloned. And I remember Bro Oliver also mentioned it, that you have to be careful where you use your card. You know, yesterday we had the OTech Pro, and Oliver explained that very well, where if you are not sure, you know, you are not sure where you are, if you look at the machine and you're not sure, like to go to this corner shop where you have to swipe your card, most people go and get the money from the bank, you know, and then come and buy, use your cash. But again, in UK, there are certain ATM machines, you know, especially in big city, for instance, London and certain place, like, you know, the way they'll put it in the corner, and then you can see some of those guys. If you look at the way people are moving around, and you are not really sure, because now they've put a lot of CCTV camera, you know, around, but these guys still get away with it. So sometimes when I look at ATM machine and I say, no, I'm not putting my card here, I'll prefer to go where I know this proper bank, the machine is there and I can use it. And sometimes late in the night, some people, you know, you drive in and you say, oh, I just need to pick some cash late in the night. You are not sure, because every day they come and they check everything. They look at if the machine is working properly and certain things, because sometimes they can just hide a micro camera somewhere, you know, zoom into your card and then grab every information. It happens. Even some of the shop, they just hide camera up. You don't even know. And when you're using your card, the card reader is reading every information. So those guys, they really know what to do. So it's just for you to be careful where you are using your card. Look at it very well. Ask yourself, late in the night, why should I go and take money from the cash machine late in the night? You know, daytime is okay because, you know, they are not there. Maybe they cannot put it because people are seeing. But in the night, they can just put it somewhere. And it happened a lot in UK where people cards were cloned, but there's nothing you can do, because the more the banks try to protect, the more these guys are, they look for easy way to make money. So it's just, what we are saying here is for you to use your judgment, ask yourself, is it right for me to do it here? Is it right? And if you have that funny feelings, don't do it. Go somewhere you know it's more safe and secure for you to do it. Or sometimes walk in the bank, take the cash. If you are not really sure of the ATM, go. But don't say, oh, the ATM is not good. The ATM is good, but it's just that you don't know what these guys, you know, have done around. And before they know, they'll go. And most of the time you see police coming around, most of the ATM, because they already know that when the shops are going, you know, to the end, they want to close, those bad guys will come around, because they know that's when they'll target some of the people who are trying to pick up cash from the cash ATM machine. So you just want to throw that out there. So when it comes to on-passive side, we are safe and secure. But when it goes out, it's your security. Remember, we're talking about what you do online. Maybe you click on a malicious email, or you receive a phone call, they get all your details and then use it. And those who use Facebook or certain social media, they put all their information. You have decided to put your real information. You have given your information to criminals, because some people go put their real date of birth, their real name, everything, you know, their home address, everything. You have already sold your data, your personal data, and that's where they'll get and track you down. So we just have to be careful in the internet space. As Brother Bob and Oliver, Vincent, they've just talked about this. Just be careful. It's just for you to get that foresight and say, no, I'm not doing this. So I don't know if I answer your question, Josephine.
Was your question answered, Josephine?
Yes, very much. I would think this concept basically not so much of effect to a country like Papua New Guinea, but I think the message here is just to be conscious of our surroundings, of suspicious environments, suspicious people hanging around, you know. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Josephine. William, you can interpret now, please.
Okay, thank you, Antelin. Okay, all founders, Josephine, I'm asking ya. I may come back to this topic where all ATMs I may ask him whether all ATMs I may safe or no god. Now also put him some like something inside lo hub lo glass him good all this la card something some camera or no god this plakain. I may ask him na brother Colin mana I may back him. Okay, I may back him and talk some this talk finish lo last time. And been talk finish. You must was good long all ATM. Sample all ATMs. especially low night where time no got money stuff. No can rush to mas na go long on ATM where no got plenty of money long. Because only can put him something inside now. Only was stop you. Okay, so sample ATMs where sample corner place or sample ATM where no got money, you go use him or kind of him. So you use him judgment play you, tell him you yet. You feel him or some safe, you lose him. Tomorrow you go to bank na kiss him money play. Or go long ATM where time on money stop long him. Na you use him. Na you know can go long ATM lo kind or some old big night number or corner place number or kind of some. And more kind still man by put him all machine long now or by glass him card play you and talk us. Thank you, Antilin.
Thank you, William. At this time, I want to give the opportunity to the OTEC pros. If any of you have any final words, just go ahead and unmute. All right. If not, we're going to now give our thanks to the people who have made this webinar possible. We'd like to thank Marty DeGarmo. He was here earlier. He had to leave, but he was here in spirit with us, and we thank him because he opens up our webinar and he live streams it and records it. So we want to appreciate Marty DeGarmo at all times. We also want to thank David Bacau, who is the host of this webinar. We also want to thank Myra Aquino. She provides the graphics that we're enjoying today. You see the beautiful Zoom background. I just absolutely love it. It makes me feel so happy to have that. And she also creates our promotional graphics, which you will see on social media. Thank you to John Barilla and Listra Tuak. They are our chat monitors for today. It's a very unappreciated, maybe invisible task that maybe we don't notice, but when the chat goes awry, it can really affect a webinar. So we appreciate them monitoring in the chat. They also monitor some of the YouTube channels that have the live chats going as well. I want to thank the people that have promoted this webinar. You know who you are. There are quite a few of you here today that help promote in social media. It's really an important thing that you do. We appreciate you for doing that. I also want to thank the attendees. We had close to 200 of you here today. That's a good turnout. And I want to especially thank our international community. For you, we're not able to speak because we expressed that this webinar is for our PNG people, but yet you are here the whole time, taking an interest in and learning along with the PNG folks and being patient while interpretation was being done. So I really appreciate you. You know, I know that you are here to support the PNG people. The PNG people here today appreciate your love and support. We're going to close now. I see we have a couple of hands, but we're going to just wrap up because we have been here for over 2 hours. Those that have their hands raised, you can feel free to come the next webinar and you can be the first to speak. All right. Thank you so much. What we're going to do now is we're going to unmute everybody and you can say bye-bye to one another. On behalf of the OTEC pros, we thank you for being here. See you next week. Every week we're here at the same time. Same link. Okay, you can unmute and say bye-bye.
I
Thank
love
you
all
so
you
much.
beautiful men, women, and children of the world.
Everybody, good morning.
Bye,
Everyone.
Thank you for connecting.
Bye all. Bye. Good night all.
Good night, David. Good night, Dave.
Cheers, Gina Liver.
Cheers,
Good
everyone.
night.
Good
Love you,
night,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
Good night, Terry.
Bye.
Good night, Rona.
Much. Bye.
Good night, OTEC members.
Thank you
Hey,
very much.
Rupa. Good night, Rupa.
Thank you, bye guys. Love you. Have fun. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, colleagues. Good morning or good afternoon. Good night.
Great translation, William.
Bye, Richard.
Bye.
Good morning. Bye. Good
Bye,
night.
bye, bye,
Bye.
Good night, Richard.
Bye bye, guys. Bye bye, Tina.
Bye, bye. Bye, Karen.
Bye.
Bye, Karen.
Hey, bye bye.
Bye, Myra.
Bye.
Bye, bye,
Meet everyone.
everyone.
William.
William.
See you, miss.
Bye.
Hello, Elizabeth. Hey,
Hi,
hey,
Rena.
hey, John.
Bye, John. It's 4:50 here in PNG.
Bye, John.
Hey, Lucy, Tina.
John, very loud pictures. How to have that background.
Good job, guys. Good job. I love it.
Great job. Excellent question.
Excellent question. Good answer from the pros. Good job.
Bye, bye, John. Mata kiss.
Bye.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye. Good night, everyone from the other side of the world. Bye, everyone. See you again next Sunday. Inshallah.
Bye, Brian. Bye, bye. Good night, Brian.
Good night.
Love you guys. Bye, Willie. Good night, Willie.
Ryan.
Hello.
Happy New Year, William.
Good night, Vincent.
Happy New.
Bye-bye.
Sleep well, everyone.
William.
You're doing good. Good job, William.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Love you all. Good night. Big kiss. Big hug. Hello. Happy noon.
Sister Mira. Yeah, good night. Good night.
Good night.
So great to be here.
Love you guys. Benny.
Love you all.
You all.
Okay, John.
Good night, Collins. Vincent. Brother
Bye.
Collins.
Bye.
Bye, Olive.
Brother Colin.